Okay, welcome back to the Who Wants to Be a Programmer application tutorial. In this session, I'm going to show you how you're going to add a class that will hold the question, its answers, its options, and the answer. Okay, so it's going to be a very straightforward way for adding classes. You just select your project, that is this, in your Solution Explorer, right click on it and choose Add, and then you can choose Class. Okay, so you're going to choose Class. Remember to always choose Visual C# and choose Class, and then in the name we don't want it to be called Class 1. We're going to call it Question because it's going to hold our question class. So question.cs and click Add. And now always notice whenever you add something, something is going to be included in your Solution Explorer. Notice when we added the Add Questions form, it added it here. The form 1 was already there by default. The Play Quiz form is here, and then our question is here. The program is always there by default. So this is our question class, and it has also opened it already for us in the code view. Okay, let's go ahead and start writing the code. So I'm just showing you the Solution Explorer so that, for instance, if by mistake or something happened, you forgot and you close the question class from the code view, you see it's no longer here in the tab, in the tabs. You can always bring it back by double clicking on the question in the Solution Explorer. Okay, all right. So this is our question class. Remember I said we're going to have a few variables. The first one, let's just make all of them public, just for to make things easy for us. Okay, I don't want us creating accessors, getters and setters for the variables of the question class. So let's just make everything public in the question class. So public is going to have let's make it a string. We're going to call it the question. So this is going to hold the question. We're going to have a public, let's say string. We're going to say A, which is A is going to stand for option A, and is going to hold the answer for option A, and then public string B is going to hold the answer for option B. Public string C is going to hold the answer for option C, and public string D is going to have the answer for option D. I know I'm breaking the rules of naming conventions by making this capital letters, okay? Just for advice for young programmers, please don't do what I did here. I'm just doing this to kind of make it easy for you to follow, but it's always a good idea to always make your fields start with small letters. Okay, I know in some naming conventions fields actually use Pascal case, where, for example, where I wrote T, it should be capital T, HE, and then capital Q. So it will tell you that this is correct, but I started with Java, so I feel more comfortable using the camel case. I'm just using this for the first time, okay, just to make things easier. Okay, so we're going to leave that. It doesn't really matter the naming convention you use. It's just the good thing is you should always stick to one particular naming convention to make things easy for yourself. Okay. All right. That's that for the fields. Let's go into the constructor. So when you're going to create a question, you're going to have to pass, there's one more thing, the answer. So public, we're going to say, should we make it a string and answer? Should we make it a string? I think we should make it an integer. The reason why I want to make it an integer is because of the design we did for our add questions form. If you remember our add questions form, where is it? It always keeps running away from me. Where is the add questions form? Okay, let's go back here and bring it back. So look at the design we did. The user selects the answer by choosing an item from an array. Okay, now that means each item in the array has an index. Okay, that index is an integer, so that's why we're making our answer to be an integer. Okay, it's not going to be the answer itself, it's going to be the reference to the answer within the array of answers. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So public int, so basically what going to happen is if the answer is 0, it means the answer is option A. Okay, if the answer is 1, the answer is option B. If the answer is 2, the answer is option C, and if the answer is 3, the answer is option D. Okay, that's how we're going to design the program. So public int answer. Okay, and then we're going to create a constructor for the question, public question. I'm going to say string. We're going to pass the question, so we're going to put Q, and then the options, you're going to put another string, call it A. Why are you doing that? I don't want to write abstract. Okay, all right, string A, string B. Oh, no wonder. This is supposed to be within your class. Okay, so it's going to be within this curly braces. So public string Q A B and string. So these are the options, C and string D, and then finally we're going to have the int, the answer index. So a ans index, that is going to hold the index of the answer. Okay, open your curly bracket, close it, and then within there you're going to set A is equal to A, B is equal to B, C is equal to C, D is equal to D, and finally answer is equal to ans index. Okay, all right. So that's the constructor for the question, and I think that's it for the question class. That's all we need. So this is going to be what is going to hold a particular question for us. Okay, let's save that. Let's Control S, and I think we can stop here for this session and then continue in the next session. See you in the next session.